Denzel was dealing with cramps throughout the game. Obviously got beat and very disappointed in that result. And we gave him 21 points via a blocked punt, a fumble recovery, and an interception. And it's just hard to win. It's hard to win, period, but it's hard to win when you do that. So we'll own it. We understand the challenges that you run into in an NFL season, and we'll just keep our head down and keep working. But with that, I'll take any questions.
Do you consider making a quarterback change after a game like this?
No.
How did you think that Joe did, given the circumstances?
Yeah, I don't think we did good enough, Mary Kay. I think the collective we as a team, we as an offense, we as a coaching staff, all of us didn't do a good enough job.
It looked like there was a lot of pressure in his face. Kevin, what did you see issue-wise up front?
Well, it's a good front. They have good rushers. They run good games. They have good blitzers. So there are a couple times we have to do a better job with the rules of our protections. But bottom line is, we didn't protect well enough.
DeJuan Jones was out 2 different occasions.
Yeah, just with the Heat, wanted to rotate him a couple series.
Last week, Joe's 2 picks kind of were deflections, but this one was clearly like an ill-advised situation.
Yeah, trying to make a play on a third down. Obviously don't want to do that, but we got to be smarter there.
With Denzel, how tough was that he's your number one guy, and then you look like you tried to do it in the second half and just didn't go?
Yeah, disappointing. Obviously, when you can't have a guy out there for injuries, but he tried.
Do you think guys are getting open enough?
I'd have to look at it to give you a good answer. I thought a couple times there were opportunities, and we just didn't connect for whatever the reason. But that's our job to get guys open as a coaching staff.
How about Said had a couple of drops that came back today that nice touchdown catch. What about these games?
Yeah, a couple times, making plays for us. I thought a couple more opportunities where we have to find a way to connect, really. But great job on the fourth down.
What do you see at Quinshon, and is that about how much you expected to play him?
It was, with Quinshon, he came in great shape. Wanted to get him out there early, see how he was feeling, monitor him throughout the game, and every time we kind of checked in with him, he was feeling good.
Are you guys sort of a younger team to the point where a young team is going to make mistakes, but also you can't afford to make mistakes if you want to?
Yeah, what comes Sunday, Mary Kay, it doesn't matter. I mean, whether you're a rookie or a 15-year vet, you got to go play, and we know that players are going to make mistakes. Those young guys and old guys are going to make mistakes, but we just got to try keep chasing that game where we can do our job, score points, keep them out of the end zone.
Cam Mitchell and Myles Harden, no contain. This is probably the most extensive time they've played against Lamar.
Yeah.
Big lesson for them, I guess.
It's a challenge when you're going up against this team. We know that. We trust our guys to get in there and make plays and give them credit. They did a nice job.
How about what can you say about Lamar Jackson's game and touchdown passes?
Yeah, we understand how he's a great player. We see him twice a year. We know the talented ways he can beat you with his arm and his legs. He's a great player.
Do you worry at all about guys losing confidence after you lose like this?
It's early in a football season. Win, lose, or draw, you have to learn from these things and move on. You got to weather an early storm. It is what it is.
Did it feel like it just became too much for the defense to get that stop right at the start of the third quarter and then almost get the other one after the interception?
Yeah, we put our defense in too many really, really tough spots. We need to do better as a football team.
And was Jack close to playing with the elbow?
Yeah, it's hard to say. He worked him out pregame, couldn't go.
You don't think that's a long-term thing?
I hope not.
What is your message to the team after a game like this?
Yeah, I think, as you know, America, it's frustrating when you lose. It's frustrating when you get beat like we got beat. But nobody's hiding from it. You own it. You give them credit because they deserve that credit for that win. But I know what these guys are about, and we'll just get back to work.
When it comes to Gabriel, do you think it's just too early in his pro career well?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think it's fair to talk about that right now, Tony. We win as a team, we lose as a team.
How about the job that you guys did, especially early on Garrett Henry's, especially what Grant put out there and everything?
Yeah, I thought the run defense was really strong throughout Mary Kay. That just is from effort. It's the schemes, but I thought the guys played with great effort in the run defense.
Good.
Okay, thank you guys.
teams, they find a way. They find ways to make it tough, and that's just part of football. That's part of playing good football games. Is you got to be able to go and play those tough games. And this was one of them. We knew that. We knew we were ready for that. These guys are always going to do that and kind of make you go the long, hard way and see what you can do.
Joe, is that interception just kind of one of those plays that you just kind of want to have back and throw away?
Of course, I feel like I do take some pride in throwing the ball away and just kind of living for the next down, and I didn't do it on that one. I saw kind of Dave turning up and just thought I had a chance there. I didn't think it would end in a pick. I thought if anything it would be incomplete. But yeah, it's one of those third downs. Listen, you got to play the game. You got to consistently make those right decisions. Even if you feel pressed to make something happen, you can't let that happen. So yeah, definitely want that one back.
Kevin said that he's not considering making a change at quarterback. So, how do you feel about knowing that you have another?
Yeah, listen, I can't worry about that stuff anyway. It's honestly not on my mind. I got to go out there and just play my game, play the way I know how to, lead this team the best I can. All that other stuff, it's out of my control. It is what it is. I mean, the only thing I can control is how I play and how this team, shows up every day. So, it really isn't in the thought process. So,
how hard is it? Look like on one pass you're ready to throw to Sen and then he's knocked off his feet and you have to take a sack, and there were a couple of plays like that. Did it feel like there wasn't a whole lot of good targets out there?
No, I wouldn't say I felt like that. I mean, that's part of it, Like when you want to go win games and move the chains and score touchdowns, then you have to play clean football and you have to make all those things work. At the same time, you're not going to play perfect, and those things are going to happen, and you got to overcome them. And I think, in some respects, we got to cut down on some of those things, and in other ways, we got to do a better job of overcoming because we understand that that's a part of the game and a part of what's going to happen every week.
Judkins ripped one off after you were removed from the game, but what kind of an impact did he have on running?
Yeah, it was good to see him out there. You could tell he's got some juice in his legs, and he's ready to go in there and hit it, and he's only going to get better and better with the more action he gets.
How about the sack fumble, kind of what?
I don't know. I'm embarrassed about it, the fact that came out of my hand, and
Joe, was there any emotion after the first snap?
It was yeah. Listen, I've been here so much. I know that's easy to talk about, but it wasn't. We're professionals, and you got to be able to go out there and play the game without really having that be a part of it. And I think I was. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was cool to see some ex-teammates, but you get to do that, here and there, depending on where you go anyway, because you're playing against guys that you've played with and stuff like that. So. I've said it all week. This place is a special place to play. The fans here are unbelievable. But beyond that, it's a football game. Listen, when you go out there and you strap it up, there's no mistaking, what football is, and you got to be ready to go. So I felt like I was today.
Pre-game, you talked with Coach Harbaugh midfield. Can you share a little bit about what you talked about with him?
I don't even know if I remember. Just saying hi to each other, catching up, just kind of like everybody would if they hadn't seen each other for a little bit. Nothing special, nothing crazy, just good, normal stuff, He's doing a hell of a job over there, and it's cool to see guys that you've done some stuff with. So.
You guys didn't just lose, obviously, you lost in a big way. Does that make this so much worse that you weren't able to come in here and keep it nice and close and give them a really tough game?
I think you always want to go give people a tough game and come out on the good side of it. Hey, anytime you lose, I don't think there's any way to make it better or worse. You definitely feel a little bit embarrassed when you lose like this, but that's part of what you got to deal with when you're in this league and you're on we're all fortunate to be in positions we are, and I hope that we can realize that and just get back to work and prove that this was an anomaly and that it won't happen again.
How hard of a test is that, Joe, especially for a team with a bunch of young guys?
Yeah. Hey, listen, I think you could probably look at it either way. When you have old guys, young guys, I think those young guys in that locker room, they have a good head on their shoulders, and they're excited about going out there and making a name for themselves and being a part of a good football team. I think they're eager to just get out there and play good football. So I don't think we got to worry about them. And I think we have enough veterans to kind of lead the way on that. Listen, it's hard when you start off the season, the way we have. There's a lot of tests that you face in this league, and it's very easy to just put your head down, tuck your tail between your legs and run off. And I just don't see that in the guys in that locker room. So, and I honestly didn't see it today. We're fighting out there, and we're doing, we're trying. Are we doing things to our best ability? Are we playing as good as we can? We're not. But we got guys that are trying hard in there, and I have all the confidence in the world that we're going to continue to have those guys do that same thing.
How about Cedric Tillman struggled a little bit early on, came back and made that touchdown catch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, you got to be able to shake plays off and go out and do the next thing and just continue to just do things the right way. Just do your job. There's 11 guys out there, and they each have their own job, and that's what makes a football team go. It's not just one guy here and there going rogue and making all the plays. So I think you just got to focus on the little things, and we talk about that all the time. We talk about wanting to be a football team that doesn't make mistakes and doesn't beat ourselves, but at the same time, we also talk about being able to move past things like that, and hopefully we're building a bunch of guys that are capable of doing that.
Joe, in terms of, talking about changing it back in Baltimore, as you're getting older and older, I know you said it's just a football game, but do you kind of take into appreciation games like this and other games you'll get to play against next teams more so?
It's so hard to have that perspective when you're in the middle of it all. We're trying so hard to win football games, and that's really all you're worried about. I'm not playing because, I'm not out there playing football and taking the field every Sunday, just because I want good moments, and I don't know how to say it, but I'm out there playing because I feel like I can do it at a high level, and I want to win football games. It's really it's no different than it's been my whole career. And I think from the outside, it's easy to look at that and say, oh, yeah, like he's done this, he's done that. He's just having fun. And I am having fun, but it's about winning, being a part of a winning football team, going to battle with those guys in the locker room. And I owe it not only to myself, but everybody in there to, take it just as serious as I ever have. So I think it's very hard to put yourself in that mindset about cool things about playing in the NFL. There's always that. Everybody should have a little piece of that in the back of their mind, to remind themselves as to why we do this. It is super cool job, But man, when you're out there on Sundays, it's as serious as anything, and we want to go win.
Joe, in retrospect, it was a very unique position you were in here, being, quote, in the middle of it all. Did you think you handled it properly?
With what?
Just coming back.
Today?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a proper way to handle it or anything like that.
Did it bother you at all leading up to this game that you were in this middle position of trying to win for Cleveland?
No.
Being honored by Baltimore?
No. I'm a part of this locker room right now, and I'm on the team with those guys, and I have relationships with this city, with the guys in that locker room. But man, I'm a Cleveland Brown right now, and I'm glad to be one. And there was no this or that in terms of that, man. I love this locker room. I love the guys in that team. So grateful to be where I am with those guys, and glad to go to battle with the side that I was on today.
Given that you do have a young supporting cast around you, is it even more imperative for you individually to play as clean a ball as possible?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, look, our defense is playing really well. Early on in my career, we had some really good defenses, and it wasn't like we were lighting the world on fire on offense, but we were doing good things. We were playing good football. I think, until we make that next step, I think we have the ability to play like that, play good football. We don't have to go score 50 every night, but we can play good football and put up enough points and let those guys on defense pin their ears back and go do what they do. So yeah, that's the disappointing part. I think we have the ability to do that right now, and then maybe take the next step, a few games from now. So hopefully we can, hopefully that starts showing up a little bit.
Thanks, Joe.
All right.
late in the third quarter? Was that just a cramp?
No, I got rolled up on. It was not intentional, but it was a bit of a high-low and caught my Achilles a bit, but doing all right.
Myles, just Lamar was getting 4 touchdown passes. How disappointing for you guys not to be able to contain or limit him a little bit?
I mean, the shit's embarrassing, and we got to be better on defense. We got to be better as a team. They slowly chipped away. We did a solid job, holding it to 3 when we could, and then eventually, the dam broke, and then they just did whatever they wanted, and we have to continue to play a 60-minute game.
Myles, how hard is it when Denzel isn't out there for most of that game and you're playing without one of your best guys?
I mean, you got to have your best guys on the field, and I'm not sure what happened, and with him not being out there, but no. At the end of the day, if he's not, we got to step up and make plays, in spite of that, and we didn't make the plays we needed to make to win the game.
Myles, I know you said that the defense has to play a complete game. He just had Joe in here, and even he acknowledged, like, hey, we don't have to run it up 500 yards a game, but we do have to kind of help you guys out and play complementary ball. Does it kind of reach a point with the defense where it's like you can only take so much, it's not complementary ball?
No. I mean, at the end of the day, they don't score, they don't win. We have to continue to hold them to 3 points or 0 points whenever we can, no matter if it's backed up, short field, red zone. We have to hold ourselves to that standard. And, we would love for them to put up 6 or 7 every time they touch the ball, but realistically, that's just not going to be the case. That's not going to happen on any team. So we got to make up for that whenever we can. We got to take the ball away, which we didn't do.
It seemed like in the beginning you guys were really doing a great job on Derrick Henry. Like you said, the floodgates ended up opening, but you were accomplishing what you wanted to in the early going, right?
Yeah. I mean, as far as stopping the run, we did a solid job there, keeping, both of them contained on the ground. But, we let them, start, bombing away.
And in a loss like this, does it matter that it was 41-17, or that you guys just kind of got blown out? Or would it feel just the same if the game was close and gave them a good game?
Losing is losing.
Myles, what do you think about, it kind of felt like a big day for Joe coming back here after all that time. We talked about it all week. How do you think he handled kind of everything that went with?
Say it one more time.
How do you think Joe handled everything that came with this return, like coming back to Baltimore where we spent more than a decade?
I mean, he was same old Joe, as far as, reading his body language and how he spoke. His demeanor didn't change, and he prepared just as usual. I mean, they got a good side over there. They're good on offense, they're good on defense. They're a contender every year for a reason. So, if we want to be a contender, we have to, do what we're supposed to. And, even up this series next time we see them.
What's your confidence level that, you guys have a young team in some cases. What's your confidence level that you guys can pick yourselves up and bounce back from this and get right?
I'm not worried about my confidence level.
Not just you, just the team.
Yeah, we'll see tomorrow. But I'm going to do what I can to make sure they're all right. But I'm not worried about anyone's confidence level right now. I want them to watch the film, go in and learn from this.
When you talk about the dam breaking, Myles, did it feel like it was just you were out there too long, or did something change to where they all of a sudden were able to have success that they had for, 2.5, 3 quarters?
I mean, if you look at time of possession, they didn't have the ball that often. Yeah, I feel like, when they did, they had either, 3 and outs, or there were a bit of longer drives, but I feel like they scored quick in the opportunities that they had. And I wouldn't say it was, us being out there for too long. I feel like we were on the field for longer against Cincinnati. But, when we're out there, we've got to make those plays. That last drive was, just them 3-step drop. Putting the ball in the air. We've got to be better. We've got to get some more pressure. We've got to bat those balls down and give us a chance.